North America, I hope you're ready. ECS Season 7, Week 2. Day 2 is well underway, and we've got a great game in store for you. My name is Henry. We're bringing you the action live and direct from Santa Monica, California. Once again, another best of 3, gents. It's the same old crew, I'm afraid. We haven't changed anyone up, but it's still pretty good. We've been doing a pretty good job the last couple of weeks, I think. You guys
We always do a good job.
Yeah, you guys
3 idiots abroad.
Relatively happy. Everyone good?
I like the dynamic.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Dan?
People seem to enjoy it for some reason.
I'm going to need more than one word from you this time. How you doing? How you feeling? What's the... Oh, God,
he
turn the
hasn't even turned his microphone on.
For God's sake.
Do you know how many times I've reminded him in the last week to turn his microphone on, to take the cola can off the table?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Henry. Had a steak salad.
It looked lovely.
Wrap.
Yeah, it looks really nice, nutritious. Sustenance there.
Yeah, some blue cheese in there.
Wonderful. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, we've got the North American broadcast coming up. And we're going to have a look at the brackets. We'll show you what teams have been playing, who's been doing what. And as you can see, it's going to be at the top there, NRG versus INTZ. And then Furia versus Complexity. Lots of games going on and lots of action taking place as well. The one we'll be bringing you today. Guess what? We'll bring the schedule up and have a look. And you can see it's NRG versus INTZ. INTZ playing against E-United was a long, drawn-out affair, I think it's fair to say. It was a bit of a tiring game, almost. It seemed like no team could get ahead when all 3 maps, 16-14s, overtimes in there as well. But it was INTZ came out on top. I'm more interested to talk about NRG, to be honest, and where they're at right now. Last year, the mid-stages of 2018, they were considered a top 5 team in the world. They've now replaced Fugly and brought in Tarek. Now, do you feel like that boosts their chances of getting deep into that top 5, or do you feel like it's just plugging holes at this point? Where do you feel like they sit?
I think that if you look at Tarek and Stewie as the 2 people who left MIBR, I think what we saw on Cloud9 was that Stewie was able to add that extra gear, pick up an AWP, and change the pace of a game, the way things are going for his team. I think that Tarek has that to some degree as well, and maybe he can bring that into NRG. I think at this stage, it's fair to say that NRG are underachievers.
Yeah.
And that needs to change. Maybe Tarek can turn their fortunes around with his joining of the team.
Well, maybe you'd like to tell us what your thoughts are on these 2 teams. You can definitely get stuck in on the social media if you'd like to. Hashtag ECS7 and all sorts of mediums, really. Instagram, Twitter, the website's there as well. And that's a very important factor, because if you do want to attend our finals happening in London, you're going to have to go there and check it out. They're taking place in June in the beautiful city of London in the Wembley SSE Arena over the 8th and 9th of June. You got to make sure you're there. The prices are starting to go up. The early bird special is still live. If you want to check that out and get stuck in, we're going to be there on our best possible form. It won't be anything like this. We're going to be trying and shouting and screaming and making sure it's a fun time for everyone. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we have to work out which teams will be there first. And at this point, it's the semi-finals. And like I said, we are bringing in NRG versus INTZ. I feel like this is a bit of a lopsided game. We can start to discuss now our thoughts and where we think it's going to go. Before we get into the deep chats, maybe we should go through the initial predictions. We can kind of see where the land lies with everyone initially, and then we can go from there. How do you feel about that? Is that okay?
You're the host. Whatever you want to do, Henry.
Let's do it. I'm going to lock in NRG straight away. I feel like their team is looking scary right now. I think Tarek is going to be hungry to prove himself in the world scene again. It's on a superstar team, but it's enough for him to really show us what he's capable of, and I feel like he's going to do great work here. James Bardolph, over to you. What have you got?
While we saw INTZ slightly improve over from game to game,
yep,
I think I'd be mad to pick anything but NRG.
I think so.
They have to win this. They must. It's a must-win.
Curveball for you, Dan?
Right now I'm sane. So it's NRG it is.
You're sane.
Yeah, you said you'd have to be mad to pick INTZ.
Oh, I see.
I'm playing off of my...
That's nice.
My counterpart here.
All right, that's perfect. You guys have got such great chemistry. I love it. We'll bring in Sliggy as well. I assume you've got NRG. Is there anything you can say differently?
No, not really. It should just be, I'm thinking a 2-0.
A 2-0. Well, there we go. That's very exciting. Well, we've all got NRG. We'll have a look what the fans think. And
81%.
I feel like this could be a little bit interesting to see what the fans say. It is NRG, 69%, nice, and 31 for INTZ. So
Brazilian
certainly,
support.
Yeah, I thought they'd have a bit more, to be honest.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you saw them play yesterday, some people weren't performing very well.
No.
Today's a new day, though. You know, if you get a bad night's sleep, you might miss a few shots. That has to be better today. But NRG, like, they're supposed to, again, they're underachieving, which is maybe a reason to pick INTZ.
Sure.
But I think unfamiliarity may play a part in this. I don't know how many times they've played each other. but NRG have to win regardless.
Well, let's see what the odds are saying. Pinnacle.com providing these, the headline sponsor of ECS Season 7. I think that's about right. NRG, certainly the favourites going into this one. If you're an INTZ fan, your work's going to be cut out for you. Those are the odds. We can have a look at the maps as well and see where the battlefield will take place. It's going to be, by the looks of things, as we wait for it to come through, Cash vetoed by NRG, Inferno gone by INTZ. That's an interesting one. Overpass pick, NRG's probably their best map, the most infamous one. They've had some great results on it and some bad ones, to be fair. Train for INTZ makes sense. We've seen them play it a couple of times now. And Mirage to finish things off. So a bit more of a tactical map pool here than what we're used to seeing in ECS in the online sectors. We're not seeing the Dust 2s, the Infernos. They've gone. No Cash either. Overpass to kick things off. Have you guys managed to catch many NRG games on Overpass? I've casted a lot of them.
Of course.
Yeah, they're pretty keen on that map. They're good. They're ready to go.
Yeah. I've made some videos on how they do rifle support for Cirque on that map. So again, there's plenty of potential there, but they need to reach that potential. They need to realize that potential over an extended period of time. It's all good to have a nice performance here, but you don't want to peaks and troughs.
Sure.
You just want peaks to peaks, baby.
Let's talk about Cirque, Dan. Considered, I would say, a world-class sniper at this point. Extremely explosive and volatile on the server. Difficult to handle. He'll be up against KNG. Who do you think's got the edge in that particular battle? If you just had to say who you think is the better AWP right now.
I think the Beast from the East, and I think partly it's the case just due to the fact that he does actually have a really good support system. I think that helps him to make stuff safe. Because that's the thing with an AWPer. The AWPer is never necessarily just that one entity. Sometimes you're going to see those crazy highlights, but there's someone throwing a flash for them. There's a reason why they can take one position because they have that support covering. You know, the other spot they won't have to worry about that. You know, it really adds up, I think, to allowing an AWPer to really shine, and that's what this team set out to do immediately when they got Cirque and they realized how good he was. They built a system to allow him to shine as much as possible.
One thing I will say as well, I normally say when these Brazilian teams with lots of skill on the server, they have the edge in terms of firepower. Sometimes their tactical approach is sometimes what lets them down. I feel like NRG, they have got one of the most talented teams in North America in terms of the individual players. I think Ethan's incredible. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the game right now. Breezy has amazing peaks as well. He is something that's just too amazing to behold at times, very exciting to watch. And I think the game is live, gents. So we've locked in our predictions. We know the maps. We know the odds. We know it all. We're going to see NRG starting on the CT side here. And Daps with the bit of utility and the defuse kit as well. He's got that one smoke. No upgraded pistols on the T side. And they are focusing towards T steps, waiting for any sort of CT aggression here as Cirque checks it out.
I'm glad NRG starts on the CT side. This is where they do their best work. So again, it is their time to shine, and I expect results from them. I think equally so, the tougher side is going to be the T side for INTZ, and so I think we're in a good position to see what both these teams can deliver in this match straight off the bat. INTZ trying to close the distance in that connector position. There'll be an exchange of frags. NRG, only one player spotted by Zan. Not sure if he heard some other players. There's new man Tariq, or Tariq. 3 versus 3, 1 minute on the clock. He can spot the B area. However, Cello in fact, is over towards short B, which NRG may not realize. Tariq looking to flank. He's in fact flanking the bomb carrier, but I don't know if he'll get there in time, although he was really holding on to that smoke grenade for a while. So if he goes through Monster, Tariq's going to get an opportunity. He's not going to engage it. Maybe if he'd seen his head, if he thought he had a clean shot, but he's going to creep, so that is the bomb at the back of B. Maybe they won't expect him. He has another opportunities and moving left and right, but he will fall. It's a lovely shot from Breeze on the site, leaving Cello now 1 versus 3. No smoke grenade needed from Daps deployed anyway. Daps always has the smoke and defuse kit on a pistol round and often gets a defuse while the carnage continues.
I have a very important bit of business to deal with right now, James. I just got a message from the CEO, and apparently INTZ is not the correct name to pronounce it. It's INTZ we should be calling them. Just.
I mean, I can do Z.
INTZ is fine as well.
So what does it stand for then?
Don't
if
know.
It's an acronym.
But I think INTZ sounds cool. INTZ doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it?
It's 4 syllables, man. We're commentating a quick game. Like,
help us
you're
out.
Not making it easy for us. What is it? That's an acronym then. What does it stand for? Someone
international. That's about all I got. I can't really think of anything else. What could that possibly be?
International Z Men.
It's the Z Man. We'll look it up. We'll get our research.
Yeah, let's find out what INTZ stands for.
It might be a Brazilian word.
We could do. We did MIBR. We can do INTZ.
That's true. That's fair. Well, that's just the message from the top. I've just got it. are passing it on. And we'll see now INTZ make their way through the connector. They've got the Eagles. CZ's Zan has purchased a bit more. He got 2 kills on the pistol. So that's extra $600. That's why he spent $650 on the, or 1,000 I should say, on the helmets. Just to note that. Bit of an engagement here from Tarek. He's looked incredible against Space Station. He had some amazing moments, but maybe playing teams a little bit lower than his skill potential perhaps there. It makes him look like a god. So I'm sure I'll have work cut out for him a little bit more here against the Brazilians.
Just trying to work out what they're doing at the moment.
They're
running the clock down,
right?
running the nades out.
Yeah, that's fine. If you think about it, like if you can get all the grenades out of CTs, might not seem like much. That can be $2,000-3,000 worth of kit overall. And if you just rush B and they just mow you down with MP9s, that hasn't done much. But at least you play it like this, you make things frustrating. There might be mistakes made. Bleed out those grenades. I think it's worthwhile. It's not the most exciting to watch, but you can do it effectively. Why not?
Oh, here comes the push. Maybe they can get a crossfire for a kill. No. They will be denied ultimately, and it's a scary prospect. NRG starting off well on overpass CT side because, well, Cirque, he's definitely the one guy you look at when he picks up that AWP. Get aggressive towards bathrooms for the fountains. You can just put them anywhere you want. They can even go double ops. I've seen them do it before. Tarek obviously is pretty much just fantastic with anything you put in his hands. Can be a secondary op if you really, really want. I've seen Daps do it before.
You've seen all sorts of things.
Yeah. I mean, they used to have Fugly obviously doing that.
Grenade. Too much damage though. Oops, up KNG, remember he's got that glass cannon, so very vulnerable to the SMGs and the FAMASs. Daps knows they're on the back foot in terms of the weaponry. Does he dare go up the ladder? Does he dare?
Yeah, I think this is really smart. That's like as far as you want to go until you get some more information.
Wait for it.
Never mind.
Ooh, you know they're a slow team.
Yeah.
But be really careful with your timing. 3 players spotted long. They know they can't go all the way back without dying with 3 players there. They're trying though. That's one duel. Circle trade. Last player. The FAMAS will prevail. He can get an upgrade to the M4A4. And it seems he will stand his ground. 4 versus 2. There's only so much that INTZ can do. KNG holding with JWP. There's a nice shot. And maybe Cirque outstayed his welcome. 45 seconds. And INTZ don't know what the situation is elsewhere. Cello's standing looking for a flank rather. Daps has still been a problem, but this is wasting a lot of time. No one's trying to pick up the bomb at present. So what is the play for INTZ? NRG will not serve themselves up on the plate. 2 players sitting on the A bomb site, while Daps looks for the rotation. Interestingly, if Daps was further towards B, a little bit, like around this corner, he would hear players running through connector. Just so you know, you can see on the radar that diagonal point that goes kind of towards connector. If you're standing in that area, people are running in connector, you can hear them. And vice versa.
Well,
but the bomb will not be retrieved. They will hold on to what they have.
They certainly will. No cash for KNG or Cello means he won't get armor to go with that AWP. Cello won't be able to afford any grenades, but their teammates can bring up Gilil armor or deagles and utility. Let's see which way they're inclined. There's the deagle for Yell. Here's the replay though. Cirque did a great job here. A lot of people consider AWP as one-trick ponies almost, but there's so many of them that can do fantastic work with rifles as well. That's with a FAMAS. Nice movement, good aim, very calm. And they don't fully invest into this round, INTZ. That is, there's going to be Desert Eagles armor taking themselves down to around $2,000 with the loss bonus at maximum after losing this round. Oh, the 4-man boost is coming in. They've failed 1 player there. They want to get one of the AWP up there for sure. That's going to be KNG. It's always exciting if this one lands. You can look right up the way for the train towards heaven. Might as well hold up for a good 20 seconds or so and see what can be found. Obviously commits 4 players to this position, but...
Oh no, Tarek's push fountain. Oh dear, how far does he go?
Keep going. Let's get that 4-man up, please.
That would be incredible, but there is a player as a warning system here. Tarek fires a little bit too early, and that will have them all falling off the boost. They're a little bit afraid, and Tarek will fall back, wondering what the hell's going on. I think they all are. NRG have been very tentative. Tarek was the only guy getting information. He's committing to this, and he will go down. So that's actually... Maybe this has worked out somehow.
Yeah.
For INTZ.
Z, you're English. Z. It's Z.
It's easier to say Z though, James.
Yeah,
so
but it's...
You can say whatever he likes. It's not up to you. So I'm gonna say that much.
This is America.
Yeah, we are in America. That's what they've asked for.
Never being host again, Henry.
That it. I mean, that one disagreement and it's all gone wrong. And he's been removed from the broadcast, never to come back.
Well, 30 seconds to go. And despite the kill that they got, they haven't really done much else so far. There is no smokes remaining for NRG. So there is, if they can explode right now and get the kills, the rotation will be locked out. There is a chance.
Oof. His positioning from Serg really decides it all. He has been tagged. 2 seconds remain though. They've run out of time again, but they will save. Oh, Destiny needs to be careful. He does not need that frag. If he goes down, it's a lot more troublesome for them. And here it comes, the INTZ timeout. It's a little bit infamous these days. They made it to the front page ready yesterday, so...
Oh, I missed that.
Shout out to them.
I missed that.
Apparently there's a TeamSpeak issue, of course, so that's what we'll leave it at.
4-0 for NRG. I think all the FPL players are familiar with that boost, the peak towards the balcony position. I wonder if you're more inclined to find somebody up there after a fast play into the B-bomb site. When there's more fear, perhaps somebody throwing a flashbang for a would-be CT to stop a push. Well then, in INTZ...
Everyone can say what they like, James. You don't have to say with such venom.
If that's how you're supposed to say it, I'll say it.
Nice.
I'm just, you know, I'm transitioning from the mental motor memory.
Yeah. I just want everyone to be happy, on the same page. Everyone can do what they like. Within reason. I will say that much.
Ooh, we got more boosts. Is he ready for this KNG? He's crab walking. And he's dead.
Oof. Remember, he doesn't have armor 2 rounds in a row now because he didn't get any money after 70 or twice. So last cannon, 3 rounds. Not really ideal, but...
Breeze knows that the AWP's been picked up. You can hear a weapon sloshing in the water. It's annoying that you can't see any weapons in any of that area. If you're an eco and you kill someone, it can be... Well, if you have a gun, like a... Let's say you have an MP9 and someone's dropped an AK, you can't see it. You just got to run around spamming E. It's not ideal. But such is life. Aggressive positions on short B for NRG. Destiny moving up towards the upper area, but the bomb is moving away towards B, it seems, where there are 3 NRG players. A war of attrition was looking likely, but NRG start to slowly back off from that short B area. A pop flash towards Monster.
Good smoke. Really strong.
Not peeking. I mean, you may have heard an AK be sprayed if somebody was close, and maybe he would have gone beyond that, but... It's the deep smoke as well, which means if you try and push through it, they'll have plenty of warning if they're facing.
Yeah.
Hard as a pop flash into the site through the tunnel. And here we go.
Lots of fire to contend with. Ethan close though. Goes down straight away to the AWP. In comes the AUG. Lovely awareness from Breeze to turn towards the trade on shorts. Keeps himself alive. Now things are very troublesome. One player committed to the plant because they ain't got no time.
Yeah, the bomb gets planted, but that's pretty much all that's going to happen here. Cello will have to save the AWP. Like we said, maximum loss bonus already achieved, and now that will be even more so with the bomb being planted. They'll have a nice strong buy going forward. Orb saved again. You still get your cash if you survive, obviously, the defuse. It's only if you survive after the round timer expires, you get nothing. 5-0 though, NRG, as expected, in the lead right now. I would have thought I randomly posted by INTZ right now, but KNG still on the AWP, 1-3 currently. Let's see whether they can start to get a little bit more established as time goes on. They are keeping the money relatively modest on the NRG side. No one's completely out of control with their finances. You can see Daps and Cirque are comfortable, but it's not irreparable at the moment as the smoke's going towards the bathrooms area. We'll see the Molotovs. Pretty standard stuff. No damage exchange so far. Shallow though. Okay, straight up headshot through the smoke. That was it.
Not bad. It's for me, there was a really big question mark yesterday about, what does INTZ's style look like when they're playing against, a high-level opposition who plays more consistent, like good theory CS. and is used to, you know, and has the skill also to whack on top of that. Like, what does the style look like? Because we brought into question that INTZ might be playing this kind of a style because it works so well, you know, regionally for them, and because you don't see it too often. So it's interesting. You can see NRG. NRG are not doing anything really. What they're doing is they're just trying to not overextend, not make mistakes, and trying to punish any mistakes that INTZ make. But that said, this round INTZ have found 2 picks. The first one was pretty nuts. The second one, Tarek did just get caught out in the middle of nowhere there, and so they have a real good, solid chance to get onto the bomb site, and they have a much better pace than normal.
Yeah, he didn't have information towards toilets to long. Took that area for granted, got taken out for free. That's a lovely shot from Circle. Would you expect anything less? He knows the smoke is up. He can use that to stand his ground for now. He sees the shadow. Easy frag for him. Smoke's still up.
Oh.
Going for more. There is time pressure for INTZ. The bomb is moving towards the connector position, and it seems that KNG will sell the fake while Cello rotates. He will keep Ethan entertained on the A bomb site. There's the shadow. Ding dong.
He's out of there.
Indeed, he's on the way to the B bomb site, but I think Ethan has read what is going on there. No one's trying to attempt to trade the kill. He doesn't see the bomb, so he's realized. And with 6 HP, only 1 bullet's required for Ethan. Cello's made it off the site, but can he make it to the lower area? It looks like he can. He's got the off angle he wanted, and there is the headshot. Ethan had him trapped on the site, but maybe overplayed his hand.
I'm surprised he didn't challenge that further and has made to try to keep him contained on the site at least. This was a ridiculous shot. The thing is, that's not sustainable, really, is it? Getting that sort of opening pick. So, yes, a great one to get, but it's not going to be consistent. Nice positioning from Cello. Felt like he can sort of punish that situation a little bit more. As we said, the money relatively modest, even though they were 5-0 up. FAMAS come out for Daps. Circle on the AWP. Big round this one. We'll see if KNG gets anything done towards mid as he looks for Cirque. Commonly found towards these steps and party positions. Or actually in the connector right now.
So again, consistency, as you mentioned, needs to be found for INTZ. And the thing for me is with NRG again that they're just keeping it chill right now. They want just to play pretty safe, not going too aggressive. Nice setup here. It's a really safe one. And you can see it just gives him a 5v4 straight away. Can't really trade that. Cirque has all... This is the rifle support we're talking about as well. Make it as safe as possible. They're backing away, walking away. Ooh, Ethan getting tagged up there, I think legged by KNG. And so that almost went pretty wrong, but stays alive. They fall back to more passive positions. Good Tarek here waiting. Oh, absolutely crushed, though, on the long position. That's a solid frag. And with that kill, they can start to apply more pressure onto NRG. So it's a round now. We've got ourselves a round.
Oh, yes. 45 seconds, and this man is dangerous with the AWP. We'll see whether he can get the next kill. Cirque's waiting for him, spots him, and now he's been tagged. Exchanging blows. The AWPers will still remain in a 4-on-4 situation. It's Ethan with low HP looking to get that one frag as he tucks himself in the bathrooms. Flashbang comes through. Does he swing off it? Like he's just going to try and reposition. Smoke goes down. We'll wait for some spam to come through and then make his way back towards the bomb site.
Can't shoot through those divider panels. Not sure if any shots were taken, but Ethan will still reside outside. There's a lot of trouble for NRG on this A bomb site. Plenty of players coming from toilets and from long. No one long left now. Cirque with 2 kills. Ethan holding down the A toilets area. And KNG has nothing else to do but try to hold on with 9 HP. Just a 1 kill for Tarek. He's been in volatile positions. He's been in many spots, very aggressive positions with no point of return, essentially. But NRG looking great, 6-1.
Yes.
This is really cool because it does tell me that NRG, if they have like an analyst or whoever it might be doing some research for them, pretty easily you can say, okay, look, INTZ play a really slow style, make it so that they have to force the action. Because that was a round where they got a nice 4v4. They had a position where they could start to press forwards, but they slow right down. They slow so far down that I think it was Ethan by divider. He drops a smoke at 23 seconds left. That means the smoke doesn't go away until 6 seconds are left.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah, their smoke play has been pretty genius, actually, NRG. They're doing a very good job of holding on to them and not being baited in to any unfortunate situations. Just to know, INTZ still get $2,900 even after being the ring set. So goes from maximum loss bonus to 4th stage. Allows them to bring Galil's out. They saved the AWP. KNG has saved that AWP 4 times now. There's as the incendiary goes towards T steps. Sometimes hit or miss that one, but that's certainly a hit. Waste of smoke, if anything, that's always a valuable bit of utility to remove from their arsenal, even though it costs you an incendiary.
Only 2 smokes left now.
Yeah, it's huge. You might as well throw it every round. That means they can't rush towards the playground, or they have to extinguish it, one or the other.
Multiple mans up long.
Multiple mans.
This time Tarek is in the toilet position. Maybe looking to exploit Tarek with these numbers. But he has, well, NRG in general have changed their CT setup, so now it's guesswork for INTZ. With their 2 flashes and 1 smoke. Rifler's not shy to give some sound cues away. Would that be... There's a pop flash. No reaction. Maybe sound is what they were after. There's a cheeky frag from Tarek. He spots another one by Toilets. Not afraid to go for it. 2 kills and plenty of information. That's the kind of power Tarek can bring. He was carrying the smoke, but he opted for frags instead. And that has crippled INTZ, left them in a 3 versus 2 situation. The bomb scurrying away towards the B bomb site after being spotted at A, I think.
30 seconds remaining. No smokes to lock them out, but pretty massive advantage here for the North Americans. Tarek with those 2 big kills towards middle. And a contact play towards B to try and recover round 8 here. Ethan, strong position, joined by his comrade Breezy in the water here. They've got pretty much everything locked down. Daps detected a B approach as well. With 10 seconds remaining, they can definitely confirm that. He's just trying to fire off some bullets, take the attention away from his teammates who look to deny the plant. That's absolutely happening. Even though that kill comes through, the round's over. Great job. NRG are looking really sharp today. Like, nothing too crazy individually, just fantastic teamwork. They're doing a really good job of making things uncomfortable, dropping the smokes, and making sure rounds are won. Instead of taking massive risks, they're just making the correct calls and reading the situations well.
Guys, we're back with the timeout simulator.
Well, I was going to say, like, again, it's just so awesome because NRG, they're just saying, you know what, we feel like we're the way better team. You know, if we just play really tight, don't give you any openings by playing aggressive, we're just going to crush you anyway because, you know, they're sowing their own fate by playing so slowly. They're not forcing the issue. And if you're on a CT side, that's really beneficial. You get to hold onto your nades. They have time pressure, so when they're actually, it's like this horrible double-edged sword. Oh, that's so much damage. So they're just playing perfectly versus the opponent. Every
play they're making is yielding a kill or damage or making things uncomfortable. So yes, this is pretty much a perfect game of CS from NRG right now. They're not getting carried away with their success either. Take that advantage, drop off.
This is also a way that I think you should try to open up most games versus an opponent. If you're like playing one, we don't really have them as much these days, but if you play like these open bracket tournaments where you're up against some team that's like, you know, seeded 80th in the world or something, and you're like a top 10 team, you play like this. You don't need to play your game, which you would play against an Astralis or whatever. Just play super tight fundamentals. Don't give any openings because they probably won't be able to force any errors out of you.
We'll see what they can do with the 45 seconds remaining. They have 1 smoke. They've used 1 already to get close towards the bomb site here. But look at the read again. NRG are so active on the map. They now have 3 players on the bomb site. That's that 1 smoke going in. They've got a flash to go with it. That smoke does nothing for them, really. Daps playing in a pretty classic position. And this Circus will be taking the aggro away for him as well. There's no chance that it's going to win this round, I'm afraid, or INTZ, I should say. Tarek mows them down, looking way too comfortable here as they present nothing once more. They've timed out they timed out 4 rounds again. So, James, you're all right. This is that same old situation with this team. It's odd, isn't it, how they constantly do that.
It's one of those crutches, I think, for some teams where, like, if we wait long enough, we'll get an opening, as opposed to understanding that on the T side, you have to go and force openings against a really good team.
Speaking of force buys, this isn't exactly that, but Cello's taking himself down to $300. Mac 10, rush B. Hope for the best here, boys. That flashbang's going to wreck them. Here they go.
Beautiful. Breeze could do the second player there, and there will be cavalry just in time. No harm done. 9-1. Like a bingo announcer.
You'd be good at that, I think.
I would be good at that.
I think you'd be excellent.
I would be good at that.
I would be, after all this ends, when esports dies in like a year, I feel like bingo will be perfect for you.
You see me doing bingo in a year, Henry.
I just feel
when a criminal record comes up, you know,
when it all comes to light,
there are restraining orders. When all of that arises.
Oh god.
The bingo halls will still have me. Mecha bingo, I'll see you in Kilburn.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'll be your assistant.
We should go. Apparently bingo's hype now.
I like it. I've been quite a few times.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, that's the most I've seen from those HE grenades.
We saw a kill there the other day.
Apart from that part.
Apart from the kill, of course. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Bad memory, Henry. Don't sleep. You know how it is.
Yeah, fair play. Breezy's been sleeping as he looks energized and ready. This is what I'm talking about. These are the two players that excite me the most in this team. I don't think we talk about them enough. Breezy and Ethan is such a deadly combo. It's so brutal to see their individual skill as they continue to pound INTZ here. Nothing really can be done now. Zan out of his depth. The whole team is, to be honest. They've barely found any kills, and this could be another timeout round as he desperately holds onto the AK. Maximum loss bonus coming in again next round. Well, once they lose this one, the bombs and T spawn. They've lost everyone.
It feels like time is the enemy of INTZ as well as NRG.
Kill.
The discipline is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
from
really,
NRG.
really tight right now.
It's like, look at this team we're playing against. All we need to give them is enough rope, and we can sit back. Yell 1 for 11, Destiny 3 for 10, KNG 2 for 8.
Yeah, this map just feels like they're not prepared on it. NRG, like I said, going into this one, this is their home map. This is where they do their work. This is where they stomp. And the scoreline reflects that. And I just don't think NTC have enough tactical depth to challenge the skill NRG are presenting, let alone the coordination.
Yeah, I mean, Cirque will always perhaps, I think, be the most exciting for me on NRG.
Yeah, I guess you're absolutely right. It's just like comparing apples and oranges, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
when you have riflers and AWPers, but
it's great though because everyone has something that they can be a fan of on this team. That's just five very distinct play styles.
It is cool. And then Daps, the in-game leader, the mastermind behind it all fits. This package works. There's no like weird scenarios here. But speaking of weird, this is actually an open A bomb site. They could go through spawn, in fact, if they really wanted to take it to the next level. They are just going to plant it. I think it's the first plant they've had in a while, but it's happening. Here we go. CZs are on.
You don't see that every day.
Brilliant.
They know where Cirque is.
They don't have any position to retake, really. This is a very bizarre route. 4 CZs will be very dangerous to deal with. Ethan doing what he can.
Terminator's coming.
Now things are improving. Where is the last player? He is in a long position. Ethan is by the bomb. They're all running towards it. Maybe drop a smoke or two.
Let's defuse it, boys. There we go.
I've never seen a plant on A with 10 people alive.
It's one of those maps when, yeah, like for some reason that's sometimes where if you ever like focus long, right, you're going to send 2 people there. So I guess it's a gamble. You're not, no one's ever going to run up to A like that unless they have CZs. So I guess it can happen once in a blue moon. But yeah, I agree with you. It's very rare. But I guess if you do plan to stack long and allow them to have some sort of mid-control, it could happen. It's just very fortunate it did. Did not lead to a round victory, though. That's all they were looking for. 11-1. Brutal.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Running through the molly, hoping that he could get a good timing on a player or something like that. But as you say, they're just throwing it every single round, slowing down the timing, just suffocating INTZ. And I really like that. I'll have to steal that. I need to learn the lineup. NRG with 3-man setup towards B and a more responsible setup towards the A bomb sites. They have voided bathrooms once again. No one playing that. Tarek is in the position he's been mostly in this half. Deep long. They've got Cirque creeping around. The bathroom's finally entering from the long position. You'll hear the nades running and the bathroom's pressure from INTZ. They've got some map control here, but they don't have anything towards sewers, or connector at this point, which allows Daps to happily rotate towards CT spawn. And now Tarek starts to get aggressive at 40 seconds left to start to confirm what's happening.
When does Cirque start to move back, though? That's the question. He gets the shadow advantage if somebody moves in. Daps is on the A bomb site, and then INTZ are still not moving forward really. 25 seconds. They've been standing there for a hell of a long time, and it seems like a familiar scenario. Just wait for a peek, get shot in the back, move forward with a few players left. Have to rush at this point. It's a mystery why they don't push earlier. They're spurred on by being in a bad situation rather than being in a good situation, it seems.
That's for me why I said earlier. Like,
it's Groundhog Day.
It's like there's 3 teams on the server. You got NRG, INTZ, and then the time. Because the time has like such an impact. It's like eventually they get to the point they're like, oh my god, and they rush in because of the time, but not because you feel like they've designed the situation that way.
How many times do you have to approach the round the same way and fail until you try something else, not including like a CZ buy?
14 times, according to the scoreboard. Damage done. Tarek again. It just looks like he's having too much fun in these matchups. Like Space Station, this is the same sort of thing. Like he is just making individual plays, multiple frags each time, and they just don't have any sort of response. And that doesn't make for good viewing, I'm afraid. It doesn't excite me when he runs up middle, kills 2 people, it doesn't really take any damage.
I mean, it's a credit to that Molly he's been throwing every single round as well. Like, well, that round, he rushes Fountain behind it.
Yeah, it's great play. Don't get me wrong. It's just like,
yeah,
it's just looking too easy for them right now.
Yeah, no, I understand. Bomb down at T-spawn.
Ouch. I did like in his head.
Inside his head.
Inside his head. The and now the bullets as well. It's all just been blended up in there. It's all gone wrong. It's just an absolute mess.
Death by paper cuts, really. It's slow and painful in a more of an annoying way than a brutal way.
It's pretty brutal.
Although, yeah,
the expression is death by 1,000 paper cuts. Imagine 1,000 of those all over your body killing you. That's pretty. That's
yeah,
pretty.
Actually, it is brutal.
That's
I've only ever had one at a time, Henry. That's the problem.
Okay, but 1,000 of them. Oh, that's making me cringe thinking about it. Anyway, Cello, and we'll see him. Definitely, this is not the game I built up. I said at the start of the show today, it's the best Counter-Strike show in the world. This isn't it, James. What happened? Where's that Counter-Strike? Where's the action?
What we could take from this is that NRG understand the situation of the match. True. They understand where their strengths are, and they're playing to those strengths. And that in itself is great to see, because that's one of the strengths of NRG and why we consider them such a good team, and why we think they've been underachieving, because they haven't always gone to the heights that we expect, considering the talent on the team and as a team, right? So that we can celebrate in this half as they look to go 14-1.
Yeah, it's looking likely. The Map1, the CZ, the Glil, barely any utility, getting battered by the HEs at the start. 14-1, looking very likely. If they get 13-2, it's still pretty academic at that point. I'm not sure it'd make a huge difference to the scoreline, but we'll see as they hold up. KNG they've got 3 and 11. I don't think he's got an AWP kill this game.
I like how Ethan's just like looking for that boost. So they're ready for everything.
Just in case that comes through again.
It's ready for everything. They're just reading the pacing of INTZ very well. I mean, it's obviously not super difficult just because it's fairly slow, so you do get the time to check for everything. But then that's kind of the problem is the name of the game on the T side is to make the CTs uncomfortable. Put them in positions where it's hard for them to play with each other. Put them in spots where they don't have any cover to use because there's a Molotov down, and or throw a flashbang or have a coordinated attack so they can't look in 2 places at once and they'll get traded. Create uncomfortable spots for the defense. That's the name of the game. And hard decisions, but we will get a fake into the B-bomb site. Just a bunch of nades tossed in there, but Tarek says hello. He's got the bomb. So the fake is now completely known. And look at this setup, just annihilating everyone here. That's brutal.
This is not safe for work. This is absolutely brutal. We'll see if INTZ...
Safe search filters off, Henry.
I love it when you go into one of those games. I was hoping I could set you up. But unfortunately, I have to throw to a break right now. So 14-1. NRG looking absolutely dominant right now. I don't think there's going to be a response, but we will find out after this break. Do not go anywhere.
everybody's different, and not everything works out. Sometimes I just need to step back and value who I am. Sometimes I miss where I come from, but I am glad to be here. Up and down, around and back again, year after year. Nobody's gonna save me. Nobody but myself. So I better get to it. Money don't mean shit. All that matters is what I leave behind. Money don't mean shit. All that matters is what I leave behind. Money don't mean shit.
Hello, Counter-Strike fans worldwide. You join us in the second half here on Overpass, and it's best of three between INTZ and NRG. Unfortunately, hasn't been the barn burner of the game I built up. It's 14-1 in the first half in favor of NRG. The Brazilians need this pistol desperately. We'll see if they have any sort of chance of clawing some dignity back at this point. I don't think they could win the game, James, but they could make it more competitive and get warmed up for their pick, perhaps.
Let's see if they can win the pistol. If they, well, they've got 4 people towards A, so it's not going to be a good start, that's for sure.
The rush B comes in.
Flying into the B bomb site. NRG will spread. They could even take the CT tunnel. They've got the short B area. Look at them swarming. They're going to boost. They're going to boost up. Beautiful. One, only one. He's got 2 players short. Daps can flank and they can focus on the lower area.
Potential here. Tarek gets himself one. Saving bullets there to try to execute the last one, but it's an open plant.
Yeah.
So Daps, they've owned it with that plant. I would imagine.
They're looking at heaven. They know. They know what's up.
So does Daps white peak for the diffuser? How does he do this?
No, it's gone wrong. They've defused it.
Oh, okay. It went very wrong.
It was looking good. NRG, maybe a little bit too flamboyant on their post-plant approach. It was a nice idea, though. They got the open plant, like you said. It was by design, of course. Get a player boosted up, but I'm not sure who it was. Maybe it was Cirque, who was in the water area. 3 run past him, only good for 1. Could have just joined the pack. Could have been the double agent. Just joined, went up short with them and got 3 kills. Went for the first. Didn't work out. They are going to buy in the second round, however. 3 Galils and an AK. So this is still going to be a round.
I imagine they're reading that INTZ are not going to have the best defense. Therefore, go for it. Also, Tarek is 20 for 8 at the moment, so he's had quite the warm-up. They can try to capitalize on that. Galil spray. I don't think anyone's mastered that. There's Daps taken out. He hasn't lost anything. Always the man to sacrifice. Sitting there with a Desert Eagle.
Flashing forwards, trying to get that info. Unfortunately, they're really far away from the B-bomb site right now, and Cirque is staring at the door.
All 4 players on the CG side down here.
Yes.
Just to point that out.
It's a bit unconventional.
Yeah, just want to make sure that was perfectly clear.
And Cirque's holding the door.
This is weird.
They have such a long rotation. They do have kits, but it's going to take a while. And again, Cirque's holding the door. This is a big problem. It's a strong position. They're going to try to shoot a hole in the door, and Tarek's putting himself deep towards Monster, and they just each get a double.
I'm guessing they're like, if they're coming A, we'll all fight them together.
Yeah.
If they're coming B, we'll all flank them together. So it's, to be honest, if they're not prepared for the map, at least that's an approach. It didn't work out on this occasion, but they tried to do something together, and I respect that.
It's a concept. It didn't work out. This map hasn't worked out. It's 15-2, and NRG are looking to close this one out quickly. CZ's 5-7s. The one thing you can always say about the Brazilian squads, their pistols are pretty remarkable. We'll see if this is enough to keep them in the map, at least for now. Time will tell. I don't think there'll be much to talk about after this game, apart from the absolute domination Tarek has presented especially. He's got 23 kills. It's only been 18 rounds of play. We haven't even finished this round yet. He has absolutely wiped the floor with them.
Cirque wants some frags as well, and he'll not spot anyone. He'll in the bathrooms, but he is so weak. Such little HP. The 5-7 is very strong though, but need to get that first bullet to connect. And there it is, continuation spray. Does the damage, does the job. Cello King left with a CZ. Looking to rob them of the rounds. Can he find a way to get a kill? Nope, it's not happening. And that's going to be that. 16-2, NRG, open and close book affair.
You would be absolutely correct in that approach, Dan. It is an open shut case. There's not really much to be said. NRG, though, I will say I'm excited for this team now. It looks like they're doing their homework. They're not resting on their laurels at all. It seems like it's a bit of a revitalization, as James said. A bit of a streaky team, underwhelming, a letdown for the potential we knew they had. We saw glimmers of it in 2018, a couple of trophies, bit of silverware brought home, but overall disappointing. This might be the injection they need to take them to the next level. Tarek looks like he really wants to prove himself. He had a pretty disastrous run individually in MIBI. Couldn't really ever get going. He looks like he could be the new star of this team. And if these plays are anything to go by, I might be a little bit of a believer myself. This is the best of 3. It's the first map. It's their pick. We have discussed this many, many times. It doesn't really matter what the scoreline is. If you give your opponent's map pickup, it's not a huge deal. Stats don't really tell much of a story. INTZ just didn't seem prepared on the map at all. No one breaks double-digit yell. Another absolute stinker for him. 2-18. That's a rough stats. Difficult to get yourself picked up after that one.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we've known him as a sniper, and he's trapped in teams with snipers with bigger names, where he's having to hold the L. Yell's holding the L, man. Yeah,
that's actually a really good point. It was before he was in a team with Henny, right? And
well, he was the AWPer before Henny and Henny joined, and then Henny's like, I'm the AWPer now. So
KNG to deal with.
Yell was also with the AWP. Yeah. Not to say that those guys aren't. I think he has his own style, and it was great to watch, but we're not really seeing much of anything. I'm guessing he has to win it in 3. Probably map pool problems for INTZ.
I think they've got more than that right now. With the way NRG is playing at this point, there's a lot to deal with. That's going to be map 1 complete. That was the pick of NRG. We'll take a break and be back on map number 2 very shortly. So please stay with us. We'll see you then.